Welcome to Mindset Matters. I am your host, T.McBride. I'm the founder and CEO of Empowered by Hope, LLC, along with my partner, Dr. Stephen Evans of Stephen Evans Consulting, LLC. And in conjunction with Mr. Alex, who is our technical advisor, who brings you all of these messages by video or by audio. We thank you so much, guys. Love you both. This podcast is going to be sort of in conjunction with the last podcast I did entitled SOS. And again, I'm focusing somewhat on mental health aspect. It's such a need in this country throughout, and the need for mental health has risen tremendously. So I entitled this message, "And They Came Running." And they came running. In my last podcast, I mentioned about us all have a need to be saved. Regardless of the situation that you're in, you may not want people to know, not even family members, not even your spouse. But we want to be saved. We want to know that there is a level of comfort that someone's willing to give me to say that things are going to be okay. We can get through this. You have what it takes. You're better than this. I know you can. You got this. That's what we're looking to hear. And then again, from another aspect, there may be others who don't have that. They don't have that someone in their life that is reaching out, who's looking over them, who's watching them, who's throwing them a lifeline, that's saying, I'll be there for you, I will help you, I will encourage you, I'll lift you up, I'll listen. There are some of us that cognitively are not capable of finding the skills or tools or capabilities of handling our own stressors, our own situations, our own thinking. And that's an issue. What do? They do the best they can. That's what they do. It might not be appropriate from your aspect or my aspect, but that's not the issue. As I said before in my last podcast, we are here for each other. So let's take that in consideration. Let's keep that in mind. I'm going to get into my message here. Again, the title of the message is, "And They Come Running." If you've listened to Dr. Evans' podcast or you listen to my podcast, we're always in a situation that nobody else wanted, or nobody wanted to interact with these type people. People didn't know how to interact with these situations. They didn't know what to do. They were in dire need of a lifeline. Now, I think I can speak for Dr. Evans and myself, is that we did not choose the situations. They chose us. They chose us. I think it's in our DNA to look beyond the faults and see the need. I think it's in our DNA to run towards the issue and not from it. Have you ever witnessed this on the news or radio or even on TV, of people doing these extraordinary things that we wouldn't normally do in a crisis situation? Have you ever thought about where that comes from? I have. Even for myself, after these situations, and Dr. Evans has said it in his podcast, I don't know what I was thinking. But if I had to do it again, I'd do it. There's something in us that says, I'm going anyway. I'm coming anyway. I'm going to help you anyway. I'm going to offer assistance anyway. I'm going to throw you a lifeline anyway, regardless of the situation, regardless of the risks. I'm coming. I'm coming. One of Dr. Evans' podcasts, he had mentioned about the school situations that he has risen above the benchmark and has exceeded a level of expectation that he was chosen to do. All because he saw the need and he knew somebody had to do something. By him accepting that situation, he had to do something. You can't view something and interact with something and say, oh, I got to leave this alone. There was a calling, a yearning that I have to continue what I started. I had to see this thing through because these people have seen me now and I can't let them down. In my situation, it's the same way. When I interact with the mental health population, I have been introduced to these people. They know my role and I have to act. I have to do something. I'm going to share a short story with you that I had the pleasure of encountering. I had the opportunity to work with someone that had a multi-personality disorder. And that's pretty common. You say multi, it's more than one. Disorder, personality, more than one personality. I'm dealing with more than one person on any given day. So like I said, in my job description, I go out and I visit my clients to make sure that they're behaving sociably acceptable and they're taking care of themselves and not putting themselves in danger and putting others in danger. They're taking their medication, so forth and so on. So I knock on the door. I call the individual's name. I don't get an answer. They knew I was coming because I always try to call first and say, I'm going to be there at such and such time. Will you be home? She said yes. Now, the names that I'm going to give are fictitious names. These are not real names. Like I said, I know this person has multiple personalities. Each personality had a name. I knew those names. I knew the age of the person of that given name. I knock on the door again. I don't get an answer, and I walk around to the apartment window. I don't see anyone. I said, now I know I called this person. They said they were going to be home. I call again. I don't get an answer. I have to make a visual to make sure these people are okay. I can't go on what the neighbor said or what someone said or family member. I have to make a visual inspection for myself. So just by chance, I turn the doorknob and the door opens. I call this individual's name. There's no answer. I'm walking through the house, kitchen, living room, bathroom. I check the bedroom. I go by the closet door and it's cracked. So I pull the door open slowly and I peek in and I see my client crouched in the closet with a butcher knife in her hand. Now, I did not panic because that's about the worst thing you can do in this situation. I opened the door and I says, well, who's home today? Because I wanted this personality to tell me who they were so I knew how to respond. Fictitious name, Sally. I said, Sally, why do you have a knife in your hand? I was scared. I knew who Sally was. I knew her age. Sally is 7 years old. I said, Sally, do you mind putting the knife down? It's not safe for someone your age to have a knife. That's unsafe. She put the knife down. I immediately grabbed the knife. I put it away safely. I said, Sally, come on out. Come on out. You're safe. You're safe. Sally came to me. We walked in the living room. We sit down. I said, well, why did you feel like you needed a knife, Sally? I was scared. I thought somebody was after me. I said, well, I'm here now. Things are okay. Things are okay. I said, what I want you to do, Sally, and I mentioned the other behaviors, the other personalities that she has. I want you to let them know that if you're ever feeling unsafe, give us a call. You have my number. It's on the refrigerator. And we'll come see about you. If we don't answer, dial 911. Contact somebody. Okay? She responded yes. After we talked a little bit more and she felt at ease and I gave her something to drink, make sure she took her PRN medications, what have you. And I made sure all of these sharp objects went to my car so that this does not happen again. That was a learning tool for both of us. These are situations that you cannot predict. But when you're in that situation, instinct takes over. Like I said, if you listen to Dr. Edwards' podcast and my podcast, we're in situations that you don't have time to figure out exactly what's going on, what you're going to do. The situation tells you what you need to do. It feeds that reticular activating system part of your brain. We see the need. We know what needs to happen by instinct. I think everybody has a level of instinctive behavior when it comes to certain situations. I mean, we're no Superman. We're not the Messiah and all this kind of stuff. We're not that. We're just human beings that have been given a gift by God to handle certain situations. We don't brag about it. What's the use of bragging about it? It does us no good. It doesn't do you any good. But these are situations that chose us because there was a need. And we came running. We came running. These are situations that put us in the mindset of, I have to make this situation better. These people need me. These people need me. These people need saving. These people need a lifeline. Like I said before, we can only fathom what goes on in the mind of someone that has a mental health crisis, that has a mental health relapse. Keep in mind now, I've told you before, you don't have to be born with a mental illness. You can acquire a mental illness due to a trauma or an injury. How do you want the public to treat you in your illness? Do you want love, compassion, understanding? Do you want to be acknowledged? Do you want to be respected? Think about it. If you're seeing someone else being abused and you know that person has a deficiency, what do you do about it? Do you turn your head and say, I don't want to be involved, I'm not getting into that? What if that was one of your loved ones, one of your children, a spouse, an aunt, an uncle, grandparent? We've got to start stepping up and doing what's right. This world is falling apart because of lack of caring for each other. You see it everywhere. People don't want to get involved. There's plenty of need. There's plenty of need. You don't have to look for it. It's there in your face every single day. We drive by people that are homeless. We see people on the street corner and we walk right by them. We don't offer a kind word. We forget where we came from. We're all God's children. The Bible tells us, what you do to my brother, you do to me. The God who gives you life every single day, and we walk by his people and him and won't say a word. I will guarantee you this. If you offer assistance, whatever it is, you will feel so much better. You'll feel so much better. I don't care if it's a kind word. I don't care if it's offering money, food, clothing, a phone number to call, a lifeline, an ear to listen. With the shape the world is in today, any one of us who's listening could be in that situation. Is it just a matter of time? Yes, it is. Which side of the fence do you want to be on? The side of the fence where people are walking by and you know they see you and acknowledge that they don't even acknowledge you're there. I'm not in my right mind. I'm out of control, but I wish somebody would just come running to see about me, to throw me a lifeline, to intervene, to make me feel safe. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We're not here to be successful just for ourselves. We're not here to gather wealth just for ourselves. We're not here just to gather education and skills just for ourselves. There's people that need us. There's people that need you. I challenge you this week. Look for a need. Reach out to someone. Could be a coworker, could be a boss, could be a sibling, could be a parent, a grandparent. It could be someone you don't even know. That could be the best decision you've ever made in your life. God will reward you for caring for his people. The Bible already tells us the poor will always be among us. We're not trying to save the world, one individual at a time. Those who have mental illness, they will always be among us. We can't save them all, yes, but one individual at a time, we can offer assistance. The need's there. And believe it or not, you need them. You need them too. Those who are needy, we need them too, to remind us where we could be. That could be you. That could be me. How do we want to be seen through the eyes of the public? Think about that. But regardless of the situation, they came running. My time is up. I'm your host, T.McBride. Thanks for listening. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Like again, I'd like to thank all my partners, Dr. Stephen Evans, Mr. Alex, our technical advisor. Join us again on Mindset Matters.